Hello everyone, good evening, welcome back. Tonight on the kitchen table, bit of a clue, we're going to be fitting the spare part number 44, the power filter band, which I'm pretty sure should say filter board, but anyway it's this little beastie here, which is designed to filter out interference on FPV systems that can apparently come in. I haven't noticed much, but then I haven't pushed the FPV system very far, so I figure it's arrived in the post. It didn't come with the gimbal. I believe that most of the gimbals now shipping will have this included, and so I'm going to do an installation, see how it goes. Now I know that early versions of this does say V2 on it. Early versions of this people were putting over here next to the power connector because it was really easy just to go from one side to the other. But apparently, as you can now tell by the shape and size, it's actually designed now to fit on this side above the receiver. I would imagine that's because you don't want to pick up interference from the main inputs. Obviously I've taken the top off. I'm not going to go through all that. It's very boring, lots of unscrewing. If you want to see how to do that, if you're not sure, then there's a video over here which shows you how to do it. It's on a Vision, but it's exactly the same principle, how to get the top off so you can look in. So what we're going to do is reroute the Zenmuse cable and fit this and plug everything back in. So we'll have a little bit of a jump cut now because bit far away up here, isn't it? We need to get it in a bit closer. So here we are. So this is basically what we're going to do. We're going to fit the board in this space here. There's two screws that mount the main circuit board that are designed to be removed, and then you insert the board and put the screws back in. That will fit there. We're then going to remove. This is the Zenmuse cable that runs down to the outside. This cable tie comes off. This unplugs and gets pulled through. This here, this one underneath, I don't know if you can see that, that's the AV cable, and I don't need it because I've got the hub. So I'm going to actually take it off and pull it through and just store it in case I need it again while I'm here. And then what we're going to do is basically reroute this to this side. So it's going to come up where the compass is and then plug into the board here. And then the other cable on the board plugs onto here. So that way we get a filter in line. So without further ado, so as you can see, we've now carefully snipped away the cable tie and we've pulled these two from the main board. I just use a fingernail, or if you haven't got one of those, then just use any sort of blunt or instrument just to gently take the clips out. This is the AV lead that I'm not using because I've got the hub, but I'm going to keep that because that could prove very useful for something else. So we'll take that to one side. And now we've got the Zenmuse cable, which is unplugged at this end, and which we need to feed down and out because I'm going to take it the other way. Now, there's two schools of thought on this one. We can either go from the outside and pull through, or we can go the other way. I'm going to go this way, and just by sort of folding the cable over and making that a lengthways shape, we should be able to get it through the hole. It just needs a little bit of a help there. There we go. So now we've got the cable out, and we'll go over and we'll mount the filter board and we'll reroute everything. Okay, so this is the actual board. You can see it's shaped exactly to fit around here, and we've even got the two mounting screw holes to match there. And this is the internal cable that will plug into the Zenmuse port, and this is going to take the existing cable, which we're going to reroute and plug in. So I'll just get the screws undone here. I will mount this and see how we get on. So we're just going to mount the board nicely there. Move that out of the way. Hunt around for where I put the screws. They're quite small, and it's a little bit fiddly. It's not difficult, it's just, you know, take your time, and it's an awful lot easier if you're not watching a screen to make sure that people aren't just watching the back of your hand while you screw things in. But you know, there we go. I'll just do that finger tight, and then we've got enough space here. I can't remember if this is a magnetic one. It is. Which reminds me as well, after I've done this, you know, I've talked about it before, I'm not one to calibrate my compass before every flight. In fact, I very rarely calibrate my compass in normal conditions, but when one time I do is if I've added or removed anything hardware-wise from the aircraft. So, for example, when I put the FPV hub in and bits and pieces, compass calibration. When I've had the top off here, adding bits to the board, moving magnetic screwdrivers around and so on and so forth, compass calibration when it goes back on. Right, so now we've done that and that's mounted, very straightforward. What we just need to do is make sure that we've got our cable out the way and making sure that that's going to be the right way around. It's quite a tight little old squeeze, but once we've got it lined up, we should be able to just pop that into the Zenmuse port on the circuit board. I'm going to have to move myself down out of the way. It's being a bit fiddly, and that's because, like an idiot, I'm putting it the wrong way around. Oh, that's an awful lot easier. So there's the answer. Don't force it. It should go in fairly easily. There we go. And there's a twist in mine. But there. That's in. Next step is to reroute this, and I'm probably, although this port is clear, it's only got one antenna from the receiver going down, because my hub is this side and we've got a bit of length to go internally, I'm going to go this way. So again, I'm going to bend that over, feed it down, and we'll see how that goes in a second. So here we go, we've got the cable coming up through this hole now. It's a little bit fiddly because the compass cable doesn't always, you know, these are a bit tacky, and pair of pliers is what you need, a pair of pliers to pull that through carefully, don't damage any of the wires. And now what we're going to do is just feed it underneath the bus wires there, and making it just do basically what we did on the other side, and hopefully we won't make the same mistake twice, because, you know, there we go. If it's going in the right direction, you should be able to give it a little push there. There we go. So we're in. Let's just double check. Yes and yes. And then we'll just feed that down. Neaten it up a bit. Make sure that there's nothing's too tight. I'm not going to pull anything. Okay, fairly happy with that. So now we need to flip over to the underside. Now, if you aren't using an FPV hub like me, if you're just you've just got the gimbal set up, then this would go straight in the back of the gimbal. I'm obviously using the hub, so my gimbal port is already fed in, and now this is the port where this was before, but it was linked straight in internally and didn't have the filter board on. So we can attach this back. There you go, gentle press, and there we go. And what I might do, now that I know how much room I've got to play with, is just pull that up through a little bit. There we go. Takes the tightness out of that one. Now we can tuck everything down and out the way, and we are finished. So all that remains to be done now is Put the top shell back on, remembering of course to put the compass cable in, otherwise it could all go horribly wrong. And then mount everything up and test. But that should be all sorted. So I hope that was useful. If you've going to get one of these because like me it didn't arrive, or you're about to take delivery of your H3-3D, that is the way to fit it. Obviously I've chosen to go this route because I have the hub and it was on that side. If you want to go down any other routing, this one is available as well, or you could even go back down the other side, whatever suits. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon back on the kitchen table. Bye bye.